You've gathered here, haven't you? In the crumbling cathedral of another year's end. 2025 is just about done. A little scrap of paper we're ready to set on fire and watch burn. And now comes the big lie. The magnificent delusion. The annual self-help sugar-coated sedative we call Joe Kiar 2036 new mindset, new strength, new me.
Oh, the sheer commonwealth of it!
You think you can just flip a switch, wipe the slate clean, and suddenly stop being you? You, the creature of habit, the predictable little mouse running the same predictable maze. Joker, but here's the punchline, my friends, and it's a good one you can. Not by being better, but by embracing the chaos inside the very idea of new. We're not talking about a manicure or a diet plan. We're talking about a metamorphosis, a terrifying, beautiful, utterly unhinged break from the past. Let's make 2026 the year we stop being the heroes of our own stories and start being the villains, because the villains, they have all the fun, the new mindset. You know, it sounds so clean, doesn't it? Like scrubbing the mold off your shower tile. But what if the mold is the only thing holding the tile together? What if your beautiful, sensible, predictable little mindset is just a padded cellule built for your own spectacular, screaming soul? You look in the mirror every morning and you see this perfectly constructed fraud. The haircut is neat, the clothes are appropriate, the eyes say, I promise I won't cause any trouble, and you trust it. Why? Because it's safe. It's the comfortable lie that allows you to walk through the world without having the police called on you. Bull. But I'm telling you, that reflection is a government operative. It's telling you the sanctioned, approved narrative. It says, do your job, pay your taxes, bull, save for retirement, be a contributing member of society. Oh, that phrase, it tastes like stale cardboard and regret. Society doesn't want you to be new. Society wants you to be a cog, perfectly oiled and spinning in the designated direction. And your current mindset is the lubricant. It's the little voice that says, don't jump, don't scream, don't set fire to the parking meter. Why? Because it's inconvenient. So how do we fix this cheap, crack pane of glass you call a perspective? You don't polish it. You don't try to fix the flaw. You take a hammer, a glorious, beautiful, heavy hammer, and you smash it to glittering pieces. And when the pieces fall, you pick them up and you look through a different one every single minute. That's the new mindset, the exhilarating, terrifying embrace of contradiction. Today, you believe in rigid structure, spreadsheets, and the absolute necessity of keeping your pantry organized. Great, commit to it, be pedantic. But tomorrow, you must believe with equal fiery passion that spreadsheets are a tyrannical tool, and the only way to live is to throw all your canned goods into the garden to see if they bloom. Love structure one moment, then be a force of utter, delightful destruction the next. You want to save money? Wonderful. Become a financial hermit, clipping coupons and hoarding pennies. But then, in a moment of sublime insanity, take a stack of crisp bills and set them alight just to smell the burning ink and watch the prettiest orange flames you've ever seen. Why? Because you can. The The truly terrifying beauty of a shattered mind is that the truth ceases to be a singular, heavy stone. It becomes 1,000 broken angles, flashing in the light. One shard shows you the beauty in a flower. The next shows you the horror of the worm crawling inside it. People, the new mindset isn't about focusing your vision to a single point. It's about having 1,000 points of light, all contradicting each other, all equally valid and equally insane. When people can no longer predict what you believe, what you value, or what you will do next, you become untouchable. They can't categorize you. They can't control you. They can't even begin to understand you. And when they stop understanding you, my friends, you have achieved the highest form of enlightenment. Confusion is absolute freedom. Welcome to your beautiful, broken brain. New strength. The phrase itself is a joke. A delicious, absurd joke. You see the gym rats, don't you? Grunting, straining, measuring their biceps like tiny little accountants counting pennies. They think strength is about how much metal they can lift. So predictable, so linear. They are trying to dominate gravity. Idiots! Real strength, the new strength we're talking about, is about dominating expectations. It's about knowing the world is a delicate, tightly wound mechanism, people, and understanding exactly which little cog you need to kick to send the whole thing flying apart in a beautiful, messy explosion of panic. People, society, systems, they are built on assumptions. They rely on the fact that you, the individual, will be a certain way. You will cue. You will respond to threats rationally. You will value profit over spectacle. Drouge! That is their greatest vulnerability. And your new strength, your magnificent, terrifying power, is the absolute commitment to unpredictability. They expect you to be calm, polite, rational, a smooth and dull stone in the road. You AWing. I say, be a landmine disguised as a kipple. 1 minute, you are complimenting the guard's uniform, people. The next, you are using the contents of his thermos to paint a crude, horrifying mural on the wall. Your motivation, nothing more than a childish whim. They think they can read you, these sensible people. They run your data through their algorithms. They think they know what button to push to make you complain, to make you angry, to make you care. But if you keep changing the rules of the game, if you start laughing hysterically when they threaten you, or burst into tears when they offer you $1 million, their entire framework collapses. They can't touch you because they can't define you. You become a glorious, free, floating agent of chaos. You are an outlier that breaks every single chart. And when you become truly undefinable, you achieve a level of tactical power that 1 million deadlifts could never grant you. Why lift heavy things when you can make heavy things fall down? You don't need muscles to intimidate. You need the sheer, delightful will to watch everything you touch collapse into a hilarious pile. You want strength. Imagine this: a business rival tries to sabotage you. The old you would counter with evidence, lawyers, and sensible strategies. The new you buys 5,000 brightly colored balloons, fills them with glitter and fish guts, and releases them inside his corporate headquarters during a shareholder meeting. Is that rational? No. Is it effective? Yes. Because it doesn't just hurt his business, it humiliates his mindset. It tells him, I operate on a plane of existence you cannot even begin to chart. That is your power, baby! The power to derail the narrative, to introduce a delightful, horrifying element of random chance into a world obsessed with control. Let them focus on their little weights and their little rules. We focus on the pressure points, the soft, fragile, utterly hilarious spot where their expectations meet our magnificent, beautiful insanity. That is the steel in your spine now, not iron in your grip. It's the strength of the unreasonable. Ah, yes. The grand unveiling. The new me. This is where the applause should start. Except I don't want applause. I want gasps. I want shrieks. I want the sound of 100 hearts hitting the floor like overripe peaches. Because when people say, new me, they mean the old me, but with a better savings account and less sugar. Boage. We are not aiming for improvement, my friends. We are aiming for irrelevance. Irrelevance to your past. Irrelevant to their expectations. Irrelevant to the tedious, gentle history of the person you once pretended to be. The goal is a version of you that is utterly, magnificently unrecognizable to the people who think they know you best. Think about your closest friend, the one who nods and smiles and finishes your sentences. Now, imagine doing something so profoundly off-brand, so shockingly contrary to their settled opinion of you, that they have to question the very basis of your relationship. That confusion is the fertile soil for the new me. You want to see the mask slip. Look at their face when you suddenly declare your life's ambition is to become a competitive thumb wrestler, or that you are selling your house to live exclusively in abandoned circus tents. That delightful horror, that's your victory banner. The old me, bless his little sensible heart, was a cage, a cramped, suffocating little structure, built out of tedious materials, good intentions, sensible decisions, and the worst offender. What will people think? Every moment was calculated, every move approved by an invisible, crippling committee of social norms. Well, the new May doesn't just need to walk out of that cage. He needs to set it on fire, film it, and post the video with a maniacal caption. The new me needs a new mask. Maybe you don't go for the exquisite clown white and the painted smile. That takes commitment. But you need a new attitude. You need to embody a living, breathing contradiction. Find something that would make your parents, those dear, predictable souls, call you a menace. Not because you hurt someone, oh no, that's too crude, but because you simply, elegantly, and joyfully defied the entire framework of their existence. Get a job cleaning sewers and tell them it's performance art. Learn to play the accordion badly and practice at 3 a.m. Do anything that sacrifices approval for spectacle. When this transformation requires two simple, liberating acts, stop asking for permission and stop apologizing. Permission is the chain that binds the ordinary man, and apologies. Apologies are the white flags of the truly boring. When you shed the costume of decency, when you stop trying to appear normal and good, you reveal the truly interesting monster beneath. The fascinating, selfish, glorious creature who follows only his own terrible logic. Forget resolutions. Forget goals. Forget 5-year plans.
Let them gossip. Let them speculate.
Let them try to piece together the fragments of your new, bizarre personality. In 2026, don't be a resolution, be the rumor. Be the magnificent, unpredictable story they whisper about behind closed, trembling hands. Purpose, purpose, that dreadful, dreary word. It's the gilded cage they build for you. Every self-help shill, every grinning, over-caffeinated motivational speaker. Every book with a sunrise on the cover screams the same tired, suffocating command, find your purpose. They tell you to dedicate your life, to commit yourself, to lock onto one singular path and march down it like a good little soldier. They want you to trade the infinite, glorious possibilities of pure randomness for the miserable, narrow consistency of a mission statement. They want you to lock yourself down. They want you to commit. They want you to become predictable. And why? Because a man with a purpose is a man who can be controlled. He has a direction, a weakness. He has something he cares about. If you value your career, they threaten your job. If you value your family, they threaten your loved ones. But a man with no purpose at all, he is an absolute free radical. He is immune to their pathetic little pressures. He is terrifying. My purpose, my friends, is to be utterly, magnificently uncommitted. The true new mindset is this beautiful, liberating realization. The world is a giant, spectacular, pointless joke. Look around. The stock market, marriage, politics. It's all just elaborate, ridiculous theater. And the script makes absolutely no sense. And once you accept that glorious, chaotic absurdity, once you accept the fundamental lack of meaning, you are truly, madly, wonderfully free. You are free to pursue a goal today with the passion of 1,000 burning suns, only to abandon it tomorrow because the lighting wasn't quite right. Or you got distracted by a particularly shiny piece of discarded gum. You are free to start a massive, complex project, a novel, a skyscraper, a bizarre new political party, only to sabotage it on purpose at the absolute moment of its triumph, just to see the perfectly delicious look of betrayal and incomprehension on everyone's faces. Why finish the painting when the act of destroying it is so much more expressive? Your only genuine, necessary commitment in 2026 should be to amusement. If a thing is boring, it is irrelevant. If a plan requires tedious, dull obedience, it is worthless. Life is too short and the joke is too good to waste your time on things that don't elicit a magnificent, howling laugh, either from you or from the horrified bystander. If it doesn't make you laugh, if it doesn't make someone else suffer a delightful little panic attack, if it doesn't introduce a glorious, unnecessary wrinkle into the fabric of reality, it is not worth doing. Let purpose be the anchor of the predictable man. You, the new you, are a glorious ship of fools, sailing only on the winds of whim and the tides of theatrical mayhem. Let your goal be the next chuckle. Let your mission be the next, most exquisite surprise. That, my friends, is the purpose of the truly free. And now we arrive at the grand finale, the last most delicious layer of this chaotic cake. Legacy! What are you going to leave behind in 2026? What will the archaeologists of the future dig up and shake their heads at? Most people, the sheep, the sensible citizens, they want to leave a nice little footprint. They want to leave a positive mark, a gentle little memory. A footprint is washed away by the first rain. A gentle memory is forgotten by Tuesday. That's what the old you wanted, isn't it? To be fondly remembered, inoffensive ghost. How exquisitely boring. The new mid demands a new legacy, and that legacy must be permanent, irritating, and utterly unforgettable. I say, forget the footprint. I say, leave a scar. A deep, magnificent, jagged tear in the fabric of their precious reality. A scar is visceral. A scar makes people reach up and touch the fan in pain years later. It's a memory that makes people wake up in a cold sweat, shivering not from fear, but from the sublime, people unnerving realization that the world isn't safe, rational, or predictable. And you are the reason why. You want to be remembered. Don't be a hero, be an event. A story so utterly bizarre, so shockingly out of character for the person they thought you were, that they have to question the very foundation of their reality. Imagine their conversations. Remember old Ted, quiet guy, wore cardigans, filed taxes early. And then they shudder. Well, Ted dyed his dog purple. People. Quit his job to become a street mime who only performs interpretations of existential dread. And then tried to pay his electric bill entirely in novelty rubber chickens. The memory isn't gentle. People, it's a hilarious panic-inducing dilemma. They can't categorize it. They can't rationalize it. They can only stare at the beautiful, illogical scar you left. Don't leave a polite little memory. Leave a gaping, hilarious wound in the narrative. This year, every action, every decision, every spontaneous act of magnificent weirdness should serve one goal: to confuse and delight future historians. When something truly inexplicable happens, when the city fountain suddenly starts spouting neon green foam, or when all the stop signs in the suburb are simultaneously replaced with cheerful drawings of baked goods, you want the sensible people to gather and ask the inevitable, desperate question: who did this? And the answer, the only answer, the terrifying, beautiful truth that makes the corner of your mouth twitch up into a grin should always be the new me. And he's just getting started. Your legacy isn't about the good you did. It's about the doubt you sowed, the delightful, pervasive suspicion that the world might just be run by a lunatic with excellent fashion sense and a wicked sense of humor. Leave them with chaos. Leave them with questions. Leave them with a scar they can never quite stitch up. So, go, embrace the unpredictable, unleash the monster. And if anyone asks you why you've changed, why you're suddenly a terrifying, wonderful enigma, just tell them, joke ER, I just felt like it.